Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 9. Today we're going to be talking about the series finale trailer. This is going to be my final ever trailer breakdown for The Flash. Can't believe I'm saying that, but yes, this coming Wednesday is the series finale, and so we've got a trailer, we got to talk about it, we got to break it down. So stick with me throughout this entire video because, like I said, this is a big video. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. So first things first, let's talk about last night's episode. So if you haven't checked out my review, go check it out. It's on the top right corner of the screen. Come back to this video after you've seen it, because this episode is going to continue right after where we left off. And obviously where we left off was the fact that Eddie chose to become Cobalt Blue. He basically embraced the power of the crystal and opened up his singularity right at the end of the episode. So he's going to become Cobalt Blue. You're going to see him fully in his costume in this final episode. Once again, this is episode 13 and it's coming out on the 24th of May. So that's literally next Wednesday. It's A New World Part 4. It's the final episode ever. I'm going to briefly run over the synopsis because I need to give you guys some background as to what's going on here, and then we'll get fully into the trailer and break it down. So this is how it goes. The final run. The Flash, the fastest man alive, is tasked with his greatest challenge yet: to save the timeline and to save existence. Friends old and new gather for an epic battle to save Central City one last time. That is the synopsis. So that's going to give you a better idea about what we're going to be breaking down in this trailer. Okay, so the first shot of the trailer has a very familiar costume on the right side of the screen, and that is of course Zoom, played by Teddy Sears. This is a new shot. I don't believe we've had this in the past. You get an angle, seeing his full costume, seeing his face. He's clearly disorientated. He doesn't know what's going on. I believe what's exactly happened here is what happened to Barry before, in terms of Cobalt Blue literally opening a singularity and snatching people from different points in time, and he's going to bring all of these villains together and somehow control them in order to try and stop Team Flash, and the Flash specifically, once and for all. So this is so exciting to see the return of Teddy Sears as Zoom. I would say this is my most anticipated thing in this episode, beyond just wrapping up and seeing how it ends. So here he is facing off against CCPD. I really hope we have an insane Zoom scene here, because Zoom from the past in season 2, he would have no hesitation. He would go over there and speed kill all those people. And it seems like maybe he might just do that. We get a couple of flashbacks of Zoom becoming Black Flash, so they haven't forgot about that. This is clearly a younger version of Zoom, a different version that has been plucked out of the timeline by Cobalt Blue. And if we move on to the next shot, you have Barry and the return of John Wesley's ship as Jay Garrick. That is super exciting to see him back, and it just makes sense, like him coming back for the series finale, because he's been a big character since he first showed up in The Flash. And so Barry says, there's something you need to know, the timeline is breaking down. So that's the same as the synopsis. It's all suggesting that with Cobalt Blue bringing these villains from various points in time, it threatens the timeline, and they're going to have to bring all these villains back to their specific points in time and make sure they can't get back, and also stop Cobalt Blue, because with his powers he can be anywhere that he wants, in the past, in the present, in the future, and he can manipulate anything at his will, and Team Flash is not going to know about it because that's just how his powers work, and that's how the crystal works. Okay, so let's move on. We have a villain lineup shot, but mainly this is focused on Reverse Flash, who is in focus in the actual shot. He says, "You didn't think I was going to miss out how this all turns out, did you?" And he's talking to Barry along with the rest of Team Flash. So Tom Cavanagh's Reverse Flash is back, and he is teaming up with the rest of them, and seemingly he is here by his own accord. Like, I don't know if Cobalt Blue just stole him as well, because it seems like him out of anyone probably would be able to resist Cobalt Blue, but I think he's just convinced the villains in order to try and take down the Flash once and for all. And if they succeed doing that, they will go their separate ways and they would have succeeded with their missions. But the other villains that are behind Reverse Flash is Savitar, Cobalt Blue, and Zoom. Godspeed is just slightly to the left of him, he's off frame. But if you look at Savitar, we've talked about this before, we knew that he would be coming back, and we knew that he would be red because this is actually a physical costume. He's not CGI. They actually made a suit back at the end of season 3, but they've turned his color red. So this is one of two options. Option number 1, Cobalt Blue has taken him from the moment that he turned red, which was just before Barry stopped Savitar back in season 3. If you guys remember, he phased through him, Savitar turned red. So what happens if it's at that point and he's just snatched him out before he's been defeated by Barry? Or is it the negative speed force that's affecting him? Does he not have access to the speed force or something? And this is Cobalt Blue being the negative speed force avatar. He's probably able to give people negative speed force and even give them boosts. Like maybe this is just him getting a little boost, and so that's probably why he's red. We see the first kind of good look of Cobalt Blue's costume. You can see he's got the crystal in his suit. His suit is awesome. I love the color scheme, very comic book accurate, and clearly you can see that's Eddie. He doesn't have a mask on or anything, and behind him is a very ominous looking Zoom. Obviously he's out of focus in this shot, but he is there fully suited up and he's facing off against Team Flash. I've talked about this before, but my main question is, how is Zoom going to get on board? Because Zoom's the serial killer. Compared to Reverse Flash, Godspeed, Savitar, and Cobalt Blue, who are all after the Flash himself, Zoom was more annoyed by the Flash. And yeah, he clearly went for the Flash by the end, but he was a serial killer, and that is kind of what defines him as a villain. So I doubt he would be willing to work with anyone else on his plans. Anyway, so we have a next shot, and this shot shows Barry facing off against them. I presume the rest of Team Flash is around. We've seen this shot previously in a other trailer, but it's finally happening, and oh man, it's going to be so good. This is the big battle that they're teasing, because I think this is going to be maybe like 20 minutes before the end, and this is going to be the climactic fight. I really wonder what's going to happen to Team Flash. Is anyone going to die? How real are the stakes going to be, considering that these are some of Barry's most powerful enemies that they're going to be facing off against all at once? It's not even just facing off against Zoom by himself or facing off against Reverse Flash. It's all of them. Like, there's only a certain amount of speedsters that they have facing off against them, that being the Flash, XS, and Jay Garrick. As far as we know, we don't think that Bart Allen's going to be in this episode, so clearly it's going to be down to the rest of the Team Flash, like Cecile and Keone and maybe Mark with his tech, to try and stop and aid the speedsters into trying to stop these villains. But as we move to the next shot, we have a bunch of flashbacks, and you see the end of season 3 when Barry went into the Speed Force. You have the connection between Barry and Iris and them being lightning rods. Some nice flashbacks basically to link it all back to the past, to make it even more dramatic than it actually is. And yeah, it's going to be a very dramatic episode. And Barry says, "I'm trying to save the timeline and the people that I love," and he's screaming this in the trailer, which the trailer actually cuts to a shot of Nora, who looks like she's been stabbed in the back by Red Savitar. So what's truly going on here? Is Nora gonna die? Like, I think that's just too obvious, but there is a clear parallel here with Savitar killing Iris in the past, and this is literally very similar to that iconic moment back in season 3 that literally the whole of the ending of the season orientated around. And so yeah, it's really going to be a tricky one for Nora to actually get out of this. Maybe Barry's going to have to do some time traveling. He might even affect the timeline himself if things go wrong. And by the looks of things in this shot, things are going wrong. Like, I don't think Savitar is just holding her up in the air or something. I think he is using his dagger, you know, that he has on the end of his arm, and he stabbed Nora. But we know that Nora has speed healing, so maybe she could heal from this. But it all remains to be seen. But that's very exciting, and Savitar looks awesome with the red light. And so back at Star Labs, there's been an attack. Chester is lying knocked out on the ground, and it looks like that's Allegra who has found him. So she's trying to help him out. I presume this is one of the speedsters or Cobalt Blue who has attacked Star Labs, because obviously Chester is a big help to the rest of Team Flash. So by taking him out, I guess that's going to be pretty useful for them. We have a shot of Barry, which is paired with a shot of Keone, and Keone says then believe in the impossible, which is a callback to season 1 and the pilot, and how Barry at the start of the show asks you to believe in the impossible when he reveals that he's the Flash to the audience for the first time. So I'm loving all the callbacks, and there's even more callbacks in just a moment, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, they're inside CC Jitters, and CC Jitters gets invaded and bombarded by shattering glass as Cobalt Blue, as you can clearly see here, goes through the window during the big battle with the Flash. I don't know if this is the point where we already have Savitar, Zoom, Godspeed and Reverse Flash along with Cobalt Blue, or is this the Flash facing off against Cobalt Blue first? And also, does he have speedster powers now that he's embraced the crystal and he is the negative Speed Force Savitar? You would presume he does. It's going to be so sick to see him. I wonder if he does have blue lightning that's going to kind of just emulate off of that crystal, only because of the crystal's color. I'm not saying that negative Speed Force has blue lightning, because it doesn't. But if you remember in the last few episodes, every person that's been taken over has been coursing with blue lightning, and especially Nora in the last episode when she was running around, and remember, Nora is a speedster, so her lightning turned blue. But the final callback in this trailer is with Iris inside Star Labs, and it seems she is giving birth, or has just given birth, because remember, in the present day, that is where Barry last left. Iris was in the hospital, but maybe now she's back at Star Labs, and so they discuss what's going on, and clearly this is before the final battle, because Iris says, "Run, Barry, run." And so then you cut to some shots of Barry running. I presume they're new shots, I really don't remember. They all look kind of similar as they're running through the streets of Central City, but they look awesome, and I really can't wait for this episode. It's going to be insane. This is the series finale. We are having the return of all of our favorite speedster villains from the past. Let me know, which one are you most excited about? I think I'm actually most excited about Zoom and Savitar. They are definitely my favorites, along with Reverse Flash, but we've seen Reverse Flash recently, so I feel like it's more special to have the return of Teddy Sears as Zoom and the return of Savitar. Oh man, I would love to see Pizza Face Barry. It's been such a long time. I don't think we're going to actually see him as Savitar, because Grant has said some stuff previously that when he was supposed to be actual Savitar, he was actually down with the virus back when they were shooting the series finale a couple of months ago. And so this is what it's come to now. This is the series finale coming next Wednesday. I can't believe that this is my final trailer breakdown. Please let me know, what did you think about this video in the comments down below, and smash that like button. Let's make this final trailer breakdown really big. And if you are new around here and you want to see more coverage to do with the Flash as we head towards next Wednesday, please be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of those videos, and go check out any recent videos. Like I said at the start of the video, I did my review for the penultimate episode last night. Go check that out. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch another video. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.